Sponsored by
Sphere Exclusives. Looking for exclusive content from your favorite podcasts here at the Sphere? Head over to sphere.tv/Patreon and sign up today. Edwards Media Solutions. Edwards Media Solutions delivers custom marketing strategies with easy-to-track results for any industry. Schedule a free consultation today at area code 832-304-5757 or visit their website at www.edwardsmediasolutions.com. Session Boutique. Session Boutique is your one-stop shop for all your fashion needs, from mom to businesswoman or just being classy and cute. Check out Session Boutique at www.shopsessionboutique.com.
Hey, yo, what's good, my peeps? Welcome to Startup Masters. That's right, the episodes, the podcast, the channel, the network that is going to explode your mind, folks. Listen, if you have a business, if you're an entrepreneur, a solopreneur, a mompreneur, a serialpreneur, if you are anypreneur, this is the episode. This is the podcast series that keeps going on and on and on. It's the gift of giving, folks. I'm your host, Kalia Guillory. You can follow me across all social media platforms. The easiest way to catch me, kogpassion.com. And boy, do we have a show for you today. G.
What up, though?
What's good?
You know what it is. What's up, people? Welcome back to Startup Masters. I'm your co-host, Gary Lee, also known as G Hawkins. Of course, you can find me anywhere online, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with a Z, and we're talking entrepreneur gems. This is what we do here each and every week. So get your digital pads, pens ready. Dive into Facebook Live for the first 15 minutes with us. Ask all the questions you've got. Shout out to Monique, who's already in, ready to rock and roll. And of course, for our premium folks, to everybody over on our Patreon side, you're rocking with Discord, you know you've got us for the entire show. So you'll be able to listen as well as communicate with us via chat during the show, and we can take your questions right there during Discord for the whole show. But we've got an action-packed one, and sometimes, you know, we pull all the stops
All
out.
of them. Come on, G.
You know what I'm saying? From a tech side, when we decide to Skype people in from anywhere in the world.
Because you know I'm so techie.
Yeah, you're so techie.
Just
KG.
today. Just
I'm
today.
just saying. You're techie now. Ain't that a good thing? Ain't that a good thing? But it's about sowing seeds here on the Sphere. It's about putting things into motion that affect a community, that affect a culture, that leaves legacy. And when I think about community, culture, and legacy, and I add a dash of sports into that, I think of these two young brothers that have paved the way and are putting forth the effort to bring opportunities at schools and other areas for kids to dive into or be enveloped by sports in their local communities. And that's none other than Matt and James Lawrence with Lawrence International.
Hey.
What's up, fellas? What's good?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on?
Oh man, I'm feeling the energy. I love it.
Good deal, man. We love what y'all are doing, man. And we vibe off of what you sow into the community. We vibe off of what you bring to fruition for everybody else. And we've got to share this story because people need to know what you all have created. What we like to do is take people on your entrepreneur journey. We're talking about the ins and outs, the trials, the tribulations, starting all the way from infancy and then kind of working our way through. Exactly. Yeah. Infancy. When this idea was just a small seed that needed watering, just a small seed to where it's at today. And then fast forwarding 5, 10, 20 years into the future, because we want to know what this looks like from a legacy perspective. Y'all ready to take this journey?
Ready?
I am ready to take this journey. More so, I'm trying to just change the world. You know what I mean? Change the world. We want to be infectious. We want to change people's lives. We want to change this podcast. We want to change Lawrence International.
Come on.
Whatever we got to do, we want the people listening to know this is gonna be like this, unlike anything you've ever heard, because That's who we are. We don't want to be the same. We don't want to be similar. We had a saying in football, when we play against the best opponents, it still doesn't have to be close. We need to make our mark and our brand so we can understand that your kid needs to be the best that he can be, and he can do that through Lawrence International, period.
That's what's up, man. So y'all are change agents. That's what I'm hearing.
That's exactly what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
I'm hearing a change agent. So let's take this back in time. Walk us back when you gentlemen first decided to bring forth Lawrence International. What was going on?
Jay, you want to talk about that?
Come on, Jay. Come on, Jay.
So my name is James Lawrence, guys. So Lawrence International, when we thought of this, Matt and I come from a really deep-rooted family, and we are deep-rooted in love. Our family really is passionate about loving each other and really valuing each other. And one day, Matt and I were talking, and the biggest thing we could come up with is, let's show the world how we love.
Wow.
So Matt loved the idea. Now Matt is the visionary. This big brother. He has grand visions. I'm more of the details guy. So
yes, sir.
I tell him things to make them larger, and he expands them. I know my role. He knows his role. So when we started to talk about Lawrence International, the biggest thing we wanted to focus on was value.
Okay.
Our slogan here at Lawrence International is find your value. Go where you're valued. That's the most important thing.
Period.
We have teens, you have young adults, you have adolescents, you have children who really don't know where they belong, and they have no one building them up, and they have no one pouring into them, and no one's really just passionate about what they want. So with us creating the organization, we wanted to really highlight that and focus on that and make the children feel like family, because we know that if they get that feeling, that they'll be able to pursue exactly what they want.
Nice.
I just got to say, I got goosebumps when you talked about how the root of this, at the core of it, that seed that Gary was talking about, was the seed that was planted by your parents. Y'all talked about love was the foundation of this, and now you're exuding this love. And what's really cool about this is that these millions of kids, we're just gonna put it out there, that you guys are impacting, are somehow attached to the Lawrence legacy of love.
Let's not shortchange it. Like, we talk about parents doing a great job. I mean, we had aunties, uncles, cousins. We have 30 first cousins.
Tribe.
You understand me? So this was bigger than parents. This was monumental. And when we as we started to grow up, we really realized no one has this.
Yeah.
We were just like, what?
We're very special.
I could
and
tell.
how can the child not, feel that? We couldn't relate. And so as we matured, as we got older, and it probably drove me. One of the reasons that drove me to study sociology in college, the study of human behavior, is probably that in my upbringing. And so it really, really drove home. And when we started to kick the ball around on this idea, it just only made sense. Go where you're valued, be the person that you needed when you were younger. All these slogans that we have, use your platform for a purpose. All these things that we use were really easy and simple things that we does things that don't need to be explained.
Right. And because it was so natural for us, it was It was just the way we were raised. So we're like, why not let everybody feel like this?
I need to. When is the family reunion? I need an invite so I can go, because I know y'all still throwing down for family reunions. I could tell.
July is going down.
See, I already knew. It's already planned. Y'all paid y'all money. Like, it's all good.
Yeah.
Tickets went out yesterday.
They sure did.
Absolutely did.
So it was so authentic. We like to say because it's us. That's how the and this company. I mean, this nonprofit. We started it 2.5-3 years ago. So this is not this is new.
So I'm willing to bet that you throw in the fact that your family, you're 2 years apart, you grew up together, now you are business partners, there were some perceived probably bumps in the road
Yes.
that happened. Matt, you already you put your head down. So talk through like some of those, that journey to getting into
So
that zone
so
that you're in
family
now.
and business, right? Family and business. Don't mix family and business. Don't mix family. I mean, how many times can you say is how many times you've heard it? Don't do it. Um, then we realize everybody doesn't have our family. Hello, that's the reason why we're starting this. And
Right.
Hey.
and if at the end of the journey, if we come to a disagreement that we cannot settle, the family comes first.
Right.
So plain and simple, we have accountability partners
Right.
other than suing in the law, right?
Right.
We have aunties, we have parents. Hey, that's not right. I mean, we could be,
Right.
getting millions and millions and millions in donations, but what were we doing before the millions and millions and millions of donations to settle a disagreement? Oh,
Right.
hierarchy. Oh, grandma. Oh, aunties,
Grandma.
right?
Right.
So there
Respect.
you go.
It's a respect thing. It's for us the overarching hierarchy. It's always been respect and love. So like I said, we're built on the foundation, and we try to make that reign supreme throughout. So the way we falter, or when we go to someone, if there's a disagreement, we respect that chain of command, and we got to respect the decision if we like it or not. And
Because
that's
I could
kind
feel
of
like I'm right. Like he is dead wrong, and that's all there. That's it, right? That's all there is to it. We've all had that. I
we're all
mean,
pretty headstrong too. So
yeah, honestly.
we'll go to war. It's okay.
So when we ask that question, we already pre-choose people, and we have to respect that decision. That's it. It's no extra talk. There's no extra. But we've said what we've said, and that's a bump in the road. We have a grand vision. What about the kids? It's what about the children? What about the communities? And so
Right.
get over things very quickly, because you can't forget why you started to do this, right? I mean, do we
Right.
have rules and boundaries? Yes, but you know, um, it's a very, very strict thing as far as the respect wise.
Man, it sounds like to me that y'all got a very elite and exclusive team over there. And I want to shout out to some of your team members. I see Trigger Noma Trey is hopped on. Carrie McGee, my cousin, is hopped on. So we got some people that's
Hey.
tuned in via
Hey.
Facebook
Hey.
Live right now. Make sure
Hey,
y'all
hey,
share this show out, because we're definitely getting
let's
these
do it.
We in the
gems.
middle of a watch party, man.
There it is. That's how it's supposed
We
to be.
love it.
It's a
We love
party.
it.
It's
In
a
the
party.
middle
It's
of
a
a party.
Hey.
But
party.
speaking of that exclusive, this particular portion of the show is actually sponsored by the Spheres exclusive team. So if you're looking for exclusive content that you can't find anywhere else, look no further than our exclusive content found only on Patreon. We've got behind the scenes shots happening daily at the Sphere Podcast Studios, with each show on the network curating episodes that are only delivered to our Patreon subscribers. Plus, we deliver live shows from start to finish in our Discord server that's exclusive to that same Patreon family. So guess what, folks? You've got to sign up today at thesphere.tv/Patreon and join one of our $2, $5, or $8 Patreon tiers to get exclusive access and content that's only offered right here at the Sphere. So we want to make sure that people know to hop on that Patreon bandwagon. Facebook Live, we still see y'all up in the building. We're going to wrap this up on Facebook pretty soon. But let's start to break down some of the mechanics of what you all are doing, because obviously working together as a team, as a squad, as family, being in this
Sure.
exclusive tight niche, do you find that everybody's desires are paralleled and aligned when it comes to the end product for the children?
No, definitely not, and we don't expect them to be. Um, that's why we are very selective of where we go and who we partner with,
Okay.
Right.
because we the end product. Everybody has let's see, everybody has a goal on how they can help the children, right? How they can help our young adults. I mean, let's go on any social media platform. talk about how we need to help our youth. Oh, we need to educate them. Oh, we need to talk about this, or this needs just social economics. We need to talk about working different angles, and everybody thinks that their opinion or their thought is better than somebody else's, or maybe not better, but needs to be talked about first.
Right. They're more confident in it.
Right, and it's fine, but that's not us. We have our angle. We think that our way is proof. Our lives are proof of how we want the kids to be valued. And so when shots are fired at these young, from middle school all the way to young adults, when they're fired, they can take a bullet and not be in so much trauma and be so much and put so many walls up that they can't even function. And so we want to tackle these pillars that we have, because there's no disrespect to anybody else, but we have what we have. We're trying to change the world, and we're doing so. And we can let everybody continue to do what they do, but like, if you're not headed in our same direction, we can't waste resources on that right now. If that makes sense.
I think that's the key. Not right now, right?
Right.
And I think the other piece that I would love for you to peel the onion back a little bit more on is, I'm willing to bet there perhaps was a place in time where perhaps you had to walk away for a substantial amount of money because it wasn't in line with your vision. Can y'all share, a situation that perhaps has happened, or a situation? Because I think it's really powerful for us around the table and for our viewers to listen, like, hey, if it's not a part of your vision, it's okay to say not right now.
Right. I can speak on that. It hasn't really happened to us like that, because we make it crystal clear. It helps, honestly, that my previous background was in the NFL, so I carry a very this influence. I'm an influencer, right? So I kind of tell that I'm kind of headstrong and all this different things, because it's needed when you're competing, for your job every day. And so sometimes I come off like that, but it's needed so we can continue going down our path. Now, I can speak to that in the NFL, you do not want to put yourselves, and this talks to every profession. So for the listeners out there, listen, all money is not good money, right? So if you have a situation, like I had to make a decision coming out of college, where different teams were offering me different amounts of money, and some teams were offering me a lot of money, but the situation wasn't the healthiest situation for me. How about that? And that's a good term we like to use, healthy. It wasn't the healthiest. It was very crowded for me. If I wanted to make a substantial contribution to the team, to the effort, to the collaboration, and there were other people in my position, the odds of me making it through and breaking through weren't good.
Well, simply to have the opportunity to even prove yourself. It's not even proving yourself. You have to have the opportunity to prove yourself first.
Correct. Spot on.
Spot on.
I mean, the proof is in the pudding, as we always say, and we're about to prove something to y'all. Facebook Live.
Sorry,
folks.
Y'all.
Hey, Facebookers, we love y'all. We support y'all. Taraj says Lawrence International. I love it. We appreciate. We appreciate that, Taraj. Or Tajeo. We see you over there, Tajeo Wesley. We appreciate that. But Facebook, we got to cut the show short right here. You got to subscribe to get to the rest of this, because we're going to dive deep. We're going to talk about Lawrence International is. Exactly.
Y'all might want to do that.
Y'all might want to subscribe, man. We're about to dive into where they're at today. We're going to talk about some of the things on rinse and repeat. We're going to talk about some of their business processes and procedures, as well as what's coming down the pipe in the next 10, 15 years from these gentlemen. So you got to go get this content. Head over to the website, thesphere.tv/startup masters. We got a few options. You can find us right there on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud. You can find us on YouTube, Stitcher, Speaker, iHeartRadio. We're anywhere podcasts can be found. And at the same time, share this out. Share with your family, your friends, your colleagues. Share with your loved ones. Share with anyone you know that wants to get more entrepreneur gems. And if you like what we're doing, make sure you give us some constructive criticism. Hop over in iTunes, leave us some reviews, hit those stars, hit those hearts, hit that comment section. That way we can continue to build and foster great relationships with you all, the subscribers, as well as with our fellow guests. And last but not least, if you truly love what we're doing, sow a seed. Head over to sphere.tv/donate. We got a couple of options. You can donate one time right there on the website, or you can become a Patreon-based donator. When you donate via Patreon, we've got some exclusive content, shows that just KG and I do with guests that you only get in Patreon. We've got other content that's dropped daily from the Sphere, and you can hop into one of our tiers. And, of course, you can tune in live for the show for its entirety and bypass even having to wait to get that content when it hits the web. So, once again, folks, the show's not over, but make sure you subscribe right here at the Sphere. Gentlemen, let's keep this party rolling, especially for those that are hopped in over on our Discord server. Want to say thank y'all so much.
Hey, y'all.
Mike says, no, I just got here. Mike, you have a Patreon account. Hop over in Discord, sir. We expect to see you there so we can chop it up. But let's really peel, like KG said earlier, let's peel this onion back. Let's talk about today. What does Lawrence International look like today? If I'm a superintendent of a school, if I'm sitting in a charter school somewhere, what would this presentation look like? What would be the expectations? What would be the deliverables that are coming down the pipe from you all? Don't get silent on me, fellas. We need this info.
Come on, James. James, you look like you had it on the tip of your tongue.
Yeah, James.
Absolutely.
We locked and loaded.
So it's funny. I was laughing because we literally had a meeting with the superintendent.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Boom.
And what that meeting looks like. So the premise of our organization was international based. And I want to focus on that.
Hold on. Wait. I want to set the tone. Ready? Check this out. So for the superintendents listening and the principals listening, this is how we operate. So now picture yourself, because this is literally our meeting, and this is the meeting we will have with you, the superintendent, and a conference room filled with principals. So when he speaks, he's telling you literally what you will be hearing. It's going to be the same. Right. So, but go ahead, bang that out.
So our foundation was founded on international premise. The biggest thing we wanted to do was address the international needs. Now, we serve underserved communities. We used to say underprivileged, but we wanted to make sure we focus on underserved because it was all about opportunity. Now, think about this. When you have an international place, they're rarely going to see D1 athletes. They're rarely going to see NFL, MLB athletes. They rarely have organized, recreational, holistic programming in general. It doesn't exist. And if they do have it, it's not to the level. Now, that doesn't mean everybody. That's why we target underserved areas. Now, I say that because that's our focus. Now, when Matt and I did an international event, we said, hey, brother, we have to help home. Mm-hmm. How can we help home and have the greatest impact in the shortest amount of time and make it scalable? Matt's the visionary, once again. We decided to come up with a concept called the Do the Impossible Tour.
Boom.
The Do the Impossible Tour is our domestic concept. What we do with the Do the Impossible Tour, I'm going into the superintendent talk. They ask, what services do you have to offer? We say, we bring a team made up of myself, VIP Matt Lawrence, who played for the Baltimore Ravens, Jordan Grant, who was a UMBC basketball player, who was part of the number 16 first upset in NCAA history, UMBC versus Virginia. Also the other point guard, Mr. Rodney, who is also another guard. And then we bring D1 athletes from different schools around the country. The biggest thing we have is influence in VIPs. So when we bring these VIPs, NBA players, NFL players, D1 athletes, We give the kids an opportunity to get that exposure. When we talk to them about that exposure, we make sure that they see the big picture, that they have the opportunity right now to change exactly what's going on in their school right now. That's why we call it the Do the Impossible Tour.
I
So what
mean,
does
oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I was just
now
saying, I love it. Go ahead. Go for it.
Yeah,
Keep
go
going,
ahead.
man.
so what does those logistics look like? What we've done, we've created a concept where we try to offer everything for absolutely free. Everything should be absolutely free. Matt's biggest thing and my biggest thing when we developed this was to make sure that we keep things simple. We never want to get in a way or get in a place where policy is inhibiting helping people.
Right.
And
That's a nugget right there.
Yep.
that's big. That's big because we live in a world where there's so much crazy things happening that it's almost automatic that you have to have these precautions and these laws in place. We don't want to get there. We'd rather keep it simple. So when a superintendent comes up to us, they say, "Well, what do you have to offer?"
Mm-hmm.
We can take any amount of children depending on the amount of time that you give us. Typical school day. We just did an event at UA House with the Crossroads Schools. We partnered with Living Classrooms, who's a huge organization. We partnered with Mission Fit. We partnered with UA, and they Under Armour built this huge facility smack dab in the middle of the city, and it's a premier facility, and they allowed us to use it. When we did this event, we had 150 kids come through, and we had them all on a 50-yard field and a full-size basketball court.
Oh, wow.
We engage with them. We get them started and we get them warmed up. We introduce ourselves. We let them know exactly what we're doing, exactly who we are. We give them a little bit about our backgrounds, and we try to motivate them and let them know, like, listen, we look like you. We're you, and I don't want you to think anything is unattainable.
We were you. Yeah, we were you.
Right now.
Yeah, we were you.
We tend to a lot of Baltimore kids, and we like to tell people that Rodney is from East Baltimore. He's from your neighborhood, and we just need kids to understand that.
Right. You know what the first question is from a superintendent?
Tell us. How much is this going to cost me?
No, that comes later. You know they hit you with that. The first question is, what if my kid's not an athlete? What about the kids that aren't athletes? Boom. Right? You guys are saying a lot of athletic stuff. I said, listen. We said VIPs, and like James just said,
right,
we have VIPs for you. Right. And so Rodney is a basketball player from East Baltimore. Okay, well, what about the young ladies who don't like to play basketball? Right. Why don't we go and connect with someone who's from there? Right. And so they can talk to, like, for instance, a good friend of Lawrence International, Miss College Park. Boom. She's from East Baltimore. Boom. Hey, let's have her bring her up. Hey, let's have her talk to the young ladies about self-esteem, about how she wasn't Miss College Park when she was in middle school. Right. Maybe she was getting bullied. Maybe she had low self-esteem. Maybe she had negative self-talk. Hey, let's go grab a CEO of a company in Baltimore. Boom. Let's bring him down. Let him talk to the young ladies and the young men. Let's bring somebody from the cyber field. Let's have them talk, because Baltimore is not the hub. Well, the hub will be Silicon Valley probably with the tech stuff. But every year, the national championship for the middle school cybersecurity contest is in Baltimore City.
Oh, it's full of VIPs. VIPs.
Our middle schoolers don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to know when they come with Lawrence International.
They're going to know. And they're going to compete.
They're going to compete. So, athletes, it's cool to dribble a basketball. It's cool to run the football, but, it's just cool. But that's not for everybody. That's the first question they ask. And it's good that they hear it from an athlete.
Totally.
That this is what else we have to offer. Because I'm retired now, and I'm 33. So, now what? And we're going to give that now what? We're going to give that now what?
And speaking of now what, this portion of the show is sponsored by our friends over at Edwards Media Solutions. Do you want marketing that works? Do you want to be able to easily see how your business is growing month over month? Edwards Media Solution can deliver smart marketing built around your business goals. We've taken the guesswork out of marketing. We can deliver easily trackable results that will help you achieve real growth. Call us today at 832-304-5757 or visit our website at www.edwardsmediasolutions.com. That's edwardsmediasolutions.com.
There it is. Shout out to Edwards Media Solutions. And shout out to Monique over on our Discord server. She says that this is an amazing organization with a true foundation. So shout out to her tuned in right now who's listening to this live. Guys, let's talk about the mechanics of the business a bit.
Sure.
What are you doing within the business? What type of processes do you have on rinse and repeat? What apps are you using? What are you doing to stay as efficient as possible as you both are sharing this workload and the different things that are happening with the business?
Sure. The biggest thing to have a large impact and to have scalability, I would say, is social media. So we really had to focus on our brand and enhancing it, developing our social media, developing a strategy, and making sure that it supports our brand and supports our values, supports our pillars, our core competencies, and supports the thriving market. We need to make sure we keep up with the times. Matt and I we do all of our own social media. We're literally on there every day. We edit our own pictures. We have a great team of we have Mr. Jeremy Hairston, who is our house photographer. We have
he's a beast.
We have Miss Tyler Hairston, who is our digital and PR marketing specialist. And we just make sure we build this team around the brand and the idea of where we're going.
Okay, that makes sense.
And so, as far as different processes, like think about your homeboy or your homegirl, right? Think about your close family member that you talk to consistently, right? It's like you talk for an hour, then you hang up, right? And then like 10 minutes later, you call back and you're on the phone another half hour. It's crazy. It's similar with us as far as some of the processes that we do. So Google Docs, different shared apps and apps and sites that we can always run our process and making sure everything is tight, making sure everything is sharp. We were always in communication before this, and now it's the same thing. So it's not overwhelming, and so everything is crystal clear, right? So James said it's scalability and clarity, right? Where are we going? How are we going to get there? Is there a detailed outline there? If there's no detailed outline there, then we can't do it. You don't, and for all the other entrepreneurs, you don't want to get started, and a great idea isn't going to take you all the way there. Right. You need to start from the bottom up with a business plan. You need to have deliverables. You need to knock those deliverables out of the park. And how do you know that? By feedback from the people and the services that you're delivering them to. Right. Nice. I would, if you asked me, I'd say, yeah, we're the best on the earth whenever we've done something. But when you ask me, of course I'm going to say that.
Right.
It's all about your customers. That's why every company, their reviews. They want you to see. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. I'm a heckler over here. I'm like, yeah, you're saying it.
100. Listen, you need feedback. Right. You need the criticism. It's not going to hurt you. It's because it's for the kids. You can't take it personal because it's going to be for the children. Right, so that's the kind of the mindset behind kind of the gears and the switches behind the scenes.
Well, our biggest thing is to make sure we focus and gear it towards calling it an opportunity. It's not negative. It's all an opportunity for us to grow. And hey, sometimes that criticism is revolutionary and could change your whole business model.
Hello.
So I love it. I welcome it. I welcome it daily. And that this is what Matt and I do daily. We kind of bounce things off each other. And I love it because we're able to communicate at a very efficient level where we just trust each other. And the ideas that we share, we don't belittle them. We give them grand vision, and we actually write down a goal, We make sure that we have measurables upon that goal. We have set dates upon those measurables.
Hello.
And we hold each other accountable. So if we don't follow those deadlines, the conversation is now, hey, bro, what's up? This was due.
Boom. Having that conversation. How about that? Having that conversation and not getting all upset and personal.
Right.
How about that?
Yeah. Boom.
I know.
Listen, hashtag boom. I mean, you guys dropped some gems there. I mean, A/B testing. I don't know how else you can provide a product or service that the masses want, not something that you want, right? And you're right, man. Feedback is a gift. My motto is feedback is a gift. It's up to us to unwrap it or not. And it sounds like you guys are doing some serious unwrapping. But what I want to know is when you're not unwrapping all this feedback, you're not out there doing these mad beta tests, what are you doing to protect your creative space so you can be recharged and refreshed and ready to inspire these kids? Like what are you doing for self-care?
That's
self-care, huh?
It's funny because I'll be honest with you. The kids give us energy.
Yeah.
I know people I know people just say that, and I know it's cliche in this market, especially in recreation and programming, but they really charge us because it's interesting to see exactly where they're going to turn out, and it's fun to invest in them and really see those great stories. They come back and go, man, I see you, buddy. But for rest and relaxation. Daily, I would say definitely like to play video games. I'm Fortnite, Apex, NBA 2K. I have a lot of fun with those. I try to really like veg out when I do it, just so I don't overwhelm myself. Because when I'm not doing that, my mind is going a million miles a minute. I love logistics. And I love to see things work the right way. So I'm constantly in an analytical mode where I'm assessing things and trying to make them better, especially processes. So for me, it's crucial because I'll simply be playing the video game and be literally assessing the situation. So I have to have those moments. I love blue water. It's a thing that Matt and I call blue water therapy. So we like to take vacations.
Hello.
And we like to go to different islands and visit them for a long period of time and enjoy ourselves.
A long periodical time. What's that one meme? A long periodical time.
Long periodical time.
I'm out the loop on that. I gotta get back on. I clearly ain't on social media enough.
I need to start island hopping more.
Clearly.
I mean, honestly, then what happens? And then what happens, right? So we went on vacation to Turks and Caicos, right? We went there like, oh, we're gonna chill. Then what did we do? We freaking turned it out, right? Football camp, basketball camps, like all types of bringing professional athletes down there. And so, for me, I'm a family guy, like, and we hang. I chase my little girl around, you know what I mean? And we go on daddy-daughter, breakfasts. She's only one, by the way.
Cute.
Me and the wife, we spend quality time. I mean, we talk. That's what I do. I'll stick with the fam, and then send crazy memes to James. And that's pretty much it. It's a great life when you're off because you get to dream big and dream big visions to help the kids who need it the most, right?
Love that, man. Love
That's
that.
it. Mm-hmm. So listen, folks. As we pivot as we recap to the end of the show, we got to show some love to this portion of the show, which is sponsored by Session Boutique. Fashion is an expression. Beauty is art. Define who you are and simply be is our vision at Session Boutique. We believe our customers deserve the best experience. Therefore, we are committed to delivering the top of the line, top quality of clothing for you to choose from. Do you have a special event coming up? Are you planning a birthday party and need that perfect diva dress? At Session Boutique, we offer wardrobe styling, fashion makeovers, and so much more. Go online today to book your free, yeah, I said it, free consultation at www.shopsessionboutique.com. That's www.shopsessionboutique.com. Shout out to Session, making us look fresh out here.
Yeah,
in these
she
streets.
just celebrated a 1 year anniversary. So,
That's
yeah.
hand clap for that.
Hey,
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Man. Yes,
We like
indeed.
Hey,
that.
go online, man. Get that wife you were just talking about. Something dope.
Yeah.
Right? Sounds super dope.
And that
Yeah.
little dog
Session.
behind you too. Just a little something for the little dog. Let's fast forward and talk a little bit about the future, right? Because I obviously we can get so caught up in our day-to-day processes, we can get caught up in trying to recharge our batteries that we're not forecasting, that we're not thinking about what does this business look like, what does this empire look like, what's our legacy plan look
I
like,
like
what's
the
our
words
give
you're
back
using.
strategies. I'm sorry.
I love the words you're using.
Oh, yeah. And all those things are core components of a great business. So talk a little bit about where you all see Lawrence International in the year 2025, 2030, 2040. What does that look like?
All right, cool. So let's start this year and let's launch into the outer space. Okay, so let's talk this year. This year, in the future, right? We have our Do the Impossible tour going on across the world. And so in the future this year, we're going to be in Turks and Caicos this summer. We're going to do an all-star celebrity basketball camp for the youth there. We've partnered with Salvation Army. They're going to send us to Qatar. Boom. And we're going to take over the entire globe so that every child will know their worth. Now, how do we continue to do so? We continue to do so with our partners and our donors, right? So basically, how it works is this stuff isn't free, and the vision is to get as many people who care on board as possible. We have big sponsors, we have big donors. We need people like you listening who care and who can, partner with us. So, and you will be a teammate. We call them teammates. Team Lawrence, we have teammates. We need more teammates. So in the future, you said what it looks like. So this is the first year. In 10 years, all of a sudden, we have people who have been supporting Lawrence International for a decade. They can really not like other nonprofits, but you can really give to a specific project and you can become a teammate and you can be personally responsible for the outcome of a child's life when it comes to their education, their mental headway, their emotional headway, their athletic development, and their leadership development. And so what it is it's a big team. And we need to make sure that we can keep this big team sustainable and grow it over the entire globe. And I think it's possible if Amazon and Google can have a presence in everywhere, right? And so can Team Lawrence. And we're well on our way. And the kids are going to be the beneficiaries of that. They're going to be filled to the utmost, to the utmost levels. And we will, just continue that vein until it's overwhelming.
Love that. I mean, you got to. And if the goal is to be international, obviously, and the goal is to stay global, and that presence be filled and found and felt by kids of all areas. It takes it takes the core, the Team Lawrence, as you mentioned, to continue to push in. What does that donorship or sponsorship setting look like? Or what is it? How is that transitioning as you continue to grow more global? Will you take athletes from other countries, from other continents? Will they become part of Team Lawrence? Like, what does that look like?
So it's already happening. But it's going to grow. Dominique Wright, Angela Wright, they're in Qatar right now. Professional basketball players. He's a professional basketball player. She could be because she's pretty dope. Actually, let's not get that twisted.
They're
right
guard
now
at Kentucky. So
let's not sell her short. Yes. So cultural. Ooh, harp on that to death. Even within the United States, but even global, we'll talk about culture. East Baltimore is very different than East Houston, right? Very different. I mean, so you have to make sure that you can talk to the kids. Like, we have to do our research, market research. Okay, who are we going to bring to talk to the kids from East Baltimore? When we come to Houston, because we will be down there, Who are we going to talk to?
Who's going to be able to
Who are
reach
we
the
going to talk to?
kids?
How? What do they listen to? What actors are from there? Who's doing big things in Houston? When we go to San Antonio, when we were in Turks and Caicos, who are we going to send down there? Right? When we go to Qatar, who can speak to them?
Smart.
When we go to London and England, you see, it's not about us.
Right.
It's about them. So if you bring the best thing that Houston has to offer to a little town in Berlin, in Germany, they're gonna be like, "Who is this?" But you bring a local celeb to Germany, a local soccer star who came up the ranks and made it.
Right,
Anybody who made it, then all of a sudden you reach them. Now they
right,
understand a little bit
right.
more.
You
And they
commanded their
believe a little
attention.
bit more.
Right,
Boom, you commanded their attention.
right.
And so that's how it looks like. It's a global family. That donor support allows us to go reach them in their communities to directly affect them, because pro athletes, CEOs, CFOs, they're not cheap, honestly. And yeah, go ahead.
For sponsorship, so what it looks like is if you would like us to come to your school, a school of your choice, the best thing for you to do is sponsor us to come there. So a typical donation is about $2,000 for us to bring our entire team out there, pay for us to all the equipment, all the per diem for us to get there. You also are going to make a contribution for us to hold that all-star camp in Turks and Caicos, in Jamaica, in Bermuda, in places that wouldn't otherwise get it ever. So we try to build those costs in diligently. We have spots and dates that we literally have available.
Mm-hmm.
All you have to do is tell us when and where to come, and we'll get there. We bring our team. We have our house photographer, house videographer, house DJ. We have our house VIP. I'm executive director, so I'm going to handle all the logistics. We have our marketing team. Our social media strategies are up. So it's literally a one-stop shop. We try to keep it simple and make sure that when you talk to us, we present exactly what we have to offer. You make a simple decision, we book it, we come, and we get it done. It's about streamlining it because we just want to get to the kids. That is
because when I was in the NFL, guess who was hitting me up for money? Oh, everyone, and a lot of nonprofits. And I'm like, and why would you give your money? And I'm sitting here, everybody's coming get a letter a day, 4 letters a day, 4 letters a week, sorry. And it's like, how do you distinguish? Well, you say, okay, if I give my money, where's it going to go? Well, I'm like, I work hard for my money. You should know directly where it's going directly. You should know exactly what's going on within the foundation. And so I said, when we make ours, they're going to know, because I know how it felt like to be asked for money, and I really want to make an impact.
Right.
And so we came up with this, and people are freaking falling in love with it, and that's the goal. Because if you fall in love with that process, picture that you want to give $5, you want to give $10, you want to give $1,000, and you see that $1,000 go to work. What? Like, not just I'm gonna give. No, you see it go to work. Like,
it's literally,
it's boom.
It's in your hands. It's literally
boom.
Boom. Listen. We want this to come to I don't know, Houston. Boom. We get money to come to Houston. We get the $2,000. We're in Houston. You see it on social media. We shout you out. You're the reason, not me. I'm one guy. You're the reason. Team Lawrence is the reason. When you donate, you're a part of Team Lawrence, and you're now the reason that we came there. Like, let's not get anything twisted. So if we mess around and bring Harden out there, if we get in contact with James Harden, all of a sudden, and he drops by a middle school or a high school, that's your dollars. I use my platform for a purpose. So if I can reach out to him, that's one thing, I can get to him. But your dollars made him come to the school. And so it's just as much you as it is me. That's why we're a team.
Boom. I'm going to do it for him.
Hello.
So I love that. I love everything that y'all are about, man. It is truly phenomenal. And there is, however, one last question that I got. KG,
wrap it
you
up.
think it's about that, right?
Let's wrap it up.
So one last question that I want to drop for you guys. So let's say we rewind the tape back. We're taking this back into time, and all these partnerships that you've made with all these different athletes around the world here in the States. We take those things off the table. Every school superintendent, principal meeting that you've had, people that you sat in front of, that you had conversations with, that you've drawn up contractual obligations with, every deposit that you've received, every money order, every wire transfer,
let's talk about it.
PayPal, every
Right.
dollar that has come through Lawrence International is pulled back by the wayside. We take you all the way back to the beginning, the infancy of the creation, when people were telling y'all that you shouldn't do business with family, but y'all said, you know what, y'all family ain't like our family. Right. What if we left you all with all that knowledge and we slid you a little seed money? What would you add to Lawrence International this time around that you didn't get an opportunity to add the first time?
It's a great question.
I like that question.
So I would say, what would you think? So if we could do it all over again, and rethink that, I would think it would have to be something on the lines of,
global facility.
Yeah, I mean, we would have to. Yeah, I mean, something along those lines. You mean like if we didn't have any money and this is the first seed money we received?
However, whatever y'all currently did, same situation. We just added to that plate with seed money.
Okay, yeah, facility.
And what would that look like?
Yeah, and where would it be?
Oh, it facilities are everything. So facilities are needed. In areas
where you said where would it be?
You said where?
Yeah, I'm just curious. Where would you put your flagship?
That's a great question. It would have to be either, Baltimore, or I'd say, Turks and Caicos.
Turks and Caicos.
That's what I would say. Under Armour has a real big presence in Baltimore, and so really an island that we really fell in love with, Turks and Caicos. I would probably plan it in Turks and Caicos. It's I personally I honeymooned there, and it was a great spot. The kids were great. They received us well, and we go back every year.
It was a category, the Category 5 hurricane was there, and it wiped out literally all of their facilities.
Schools were out of here. Like, can you imagine your school is not damaged? It's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah, we experienced it a couple of years ago.
Oh, yeah. I understand.
Yeah. We totally understand. We get it.
I'm sorry, man. Yeah, I understand. There's just a big need for facilities. There's no AC. It's 95 degrees. The sun is beaming on them all day. There's no real opportunity for relief. And for us to build that facility right smack dab next to where they have their shanty houses and literally offer them a source of relief, even if it's just one day where a kid doesn't have to worry about a meal, doesn't worry about what he's going to have to do, doesn't have to worry about babysitting, doesn't have to worry about where his parents are. Just one day. If we could just do one day for every kid on the island, and mission complete.
That's nice, James. That's good.
Underserved. Everybody, some people have AC, right? Just like here. Some people have everything, but we're here to serve the underserved. So, we put that facility there, and let's make it happen.
Make it happen, Captain.
Boom!
Boom. Hashtag.
But it's because of what y'all want to do. It's because of that y'all are serving an underserved community. It's because you have built this thing from the ground up, and y'all continuing to press the envelope and create legacy opportunities and sow seeds into the community and the culture beyond, that we would like to officially coin you Startup Masters.
Hey.
So let everybody who's tuned in right now, everybody from the sound of our voice, let them know where they can reach you all, contact you all, or sign up to become a donator and become a part of Team Lawrence.
Absolutely. So first off, our website is www.lawrenceintl.org. So the abbreviation for international, lawrenceintl.org. Catch us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Lawrence, same thing, LAWRENCEINTL. You could also contact our publicist, PR Jade. We thank you, Jasmine, who handles all our publicists. And you could talk to our social media digital marketing coordinator, Ms. Tyler Hairston, who will set up all social media inquiries in the future.
Love it. Love it. Well, once again, gentlemen, thank you all so much for what you all do for the culture. And when you all get to Houston, please let us know so we can collaborate and bring out some cameras and whatnot, man. We want to turn that thing out.
Absolutely.
Good deal. KG, where can the good people reach you at, my dear?
Good people, you can reach me at kogpassion.com. There you can find me on Twitter. As well as YouTube, LinkedIn, IG, and the book. What about you, G?
And of course, anywhere online, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with the Z. If you got any questions about what we do here on the show, or you know a great entrepreneur or duo that you'd love to send our way, shoot us an email, startupmasters@thesphere.tv, or hit us across any social media platform at The Sphere TV. Use our coveted hashtag StartupMasters, and we will be with you shortly. This has been another great episode.
Another one.
We'll see y'all next time.
Boom.
Take care, folks.
Boom.
We appreciate y'all.